Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. In this video we're going to be looking at Sheldon, who is a new promo character as a 6-star. This is what he looks like as a 5-star however, and he's wearing a red shirt and a tie and some elbow pads and some knee pads. One thing I want to mention is he does look kind of anxious in this 5-star form, and if we look at the adrenaline rush, it's called anxious shots. I don't know, I just drew my attention to that a little bit. Now if we check out what he looks like as a 6-star, he gets buffed up in terms of what he's wearing. Obviously not looking as anxious as he once was. He's wearing that green backpack. He's got an ammo belt on for some reason as an alert character with no gun that can really use it. I do like the get up though. He's got that sort of, I don't know, nerd vibe in the zombie apocalypse. I don't know, it's giving me, it looks kind of cool. We'll look at the stats: 2,488 attack, 2,302 defense, and 2,261 HP. Trait is alert, of course. Damage is the roll. This is interesting. We'll check out his rush. It's called Calculated Chaos. It is a 76 AP cost rush. Up to 3 enemies get 700 bleed damage for 5 turns. Up to 3 enemies get confused for 2 turns. Now it's unclear whether those 3 enemies are the same for the bleed and the confuse, but obviously the character that you select will be bled and confused regardless, but the extra 2 characters that get bled and the extra 2 characters that get confused could be different characters. It's unclear. The wording here is not 100% clear, but that's 3,500 bleed damage. It is over 5 turns, so it is going to take a bit of time to get going. Against S-class characters, this is going to require Lacerator. This needs an accelerant because obviously even if it's just a Pete on a defense team, he has a 40% heal on his active skill, and in 5 turns he's going to make that happen twice, and that's going to easily heal up this sort of damage. S-class characters can get up to 8 to 10,000 HP quite easily on defense teams. Now the confused on the other hand is going to be very powerful because there's obviously a lot more resists that are coming into the game. A lot of people will probably prioritize those resists. Stun resist is still going to be quite heavily prioritized. Taunt resist. Confuse resist not as much, even though we do see it a little bit now. Priya's got on her rush for instance. I do think confuse resist sometimes just goes by the wayside, and maybe Sheldon can get away with being quite a nice controller on an attack team. Now we'll check out his active skill. It is called Focus and AP Gain. It has an initial cooldown of 2, cooldown of 1, so you can do it whenever you want after that second turn. Number of uses 5, so not a huge number of uses. However, if you were to use it 5 times, be it over 10 turns, because the effect does last for 2 turns, you wouldn't really want your attack to last that long anyway, so you're probably not going to use it 5 times. All teammates gain focus for 2 turns. This character gains 40% AP. Now on an attack team, that is not enough AP to get his rush after the first initial attack, then doing his active. He's going to need a little bit of an accelerant, be it a command or an AP weapon, just to get that first rush. All teammates gaining focus for 2 turns means they can't get taunted or confused, and you can bypass shields. This is obviously on turn 2, and this is the first turn a shield can actually, shield. You're going to get your basic attacks off first on anybody, then the enemy team's going to go, shield will shield. Second turn, you can do this active and the shield is useless. So this is a direct counter for Magna and Lee, who have only just come out within free-to-play unfortunately. Even though I don't think they had the greatest usage on the defense teams, this character is going to make them even more useless. Now on a defense team, Sheldon's going to be able to get his rush for turn 3 with that 40%, because he gets obviously a 40% bonus on that initial basic attack, so he can get 56 AP if you have got an AP leader. However, if you do not have an AP leader, he will not have enough AP to get that 3rd turn rush, and again he will need an accelerant, be it AP weapon somewhere or again a command. Now go across to his specialist skill, and I'd say he's probably got one of the better specialist skills right now. If this character performs a critical hit on an enemy, the enemy gets crosshairs for 3 turns. Now obviously this has degraded to a certain extent a little bit, just based on the fact there is crosshairs resist now, but characters can only run 2 resists max, and when you've got crosshairs and then you've got confused, taunt, stun, you've got to make a decision here. You could potentially have crosshairs resist on your defense team everywhere. That's not going to happen too soon because it's only just come out, but once teams have that, then his confuse is going to probably become even more powerful, because while there are too many people who run confuse resist, if they've got crosshairs resist, they're not likely to have both of these. Now, if you did have him on a defense team, while defense teams don't normally get kills too often, especially at the moment, there's a lot of slow down defense teams around peaked. Any kills that did happen, most attack teams will not be running crosshairs resist. It probably won't be at top of the agenda. It'll be stun resist to stop you getting stunned on defense, and you might have the odd person running taunt resist, that sort of thing. So crosshairs is going to happen quite a lot, and any of those kills are going to be decapped. He does not have an attached weapon, so you can put a stun gun straight in his hands. I would say a very defensive one. He does not need any attack damage. He does not have any attack stat on that adrenaline rush. He is the kind of character that is got a little bit more long-term viability. Percentage damage characters do not. For instance, the Michonne that has just come out within the event has percentage damage, and she's going to fall off very, very quickly because of this. Bleed damage, burn damage, maim, those sort of things are guaranteed. They bypass defense and it's pure damage. Whereas percentage damage, you're going to have to balance a character so heavily towards attack that they're going to get absolutely destroyed so easily by S-class characters. Sheldon will likely get smashed anyway because he's directly countered by Priya. However, with the new Platinum mods coming out and long term, he could easily get 4,000 to 5,000 HP and defense with leader bonuses, multipliers on the weapon, and those big combat mods. I mainly see Sheldon as a stopgap character until people have pure S-class team, as you're never really going to choose this character over an S-class character who has more than double the base stats, even if they've got an average rush in comparison. And if you wanted a Headhunter character, you're more likely to go for someone like Zhen, who's a bit more easily acquirable just based on the fact that you can get the collectibles. However, I do like Sheldon and I think he's got some potential, but you're going to have a very specific team to make it work. Otherwise, he's going to get absolutely destroyed. But do tell me what you think about Sheldon as a 6-star character. That is the end of my video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.